Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. Bold and the Beautiful, Lee makes odd move after test, confirms Bill the father. Bold and the Beautiful has Lee Finnegan reacting strangely after administering Bill Spencer's paternity test, confirming him as the father on the CBS soap. Before the test, fans thought Lee harbored hatred for her sister. But instead, some wondered if Poppy Nozawa lived life like the gold digger that Lee said she was. But now that the results offer some credibility for the little sister, this big sister starts to act strangely. Bold and the Beautiful, Lee Finnegan makes vulgar accusations. Lee Finnegan, Naomi Matsuda, acted as if something awful just happened when reading the test results. Instead of showing some joy around her niece's happy news, she looked disturbed. Her hatred for her sister just oozed out of her. She also took her time to hand over the paternity test results. Bill Spencer, Don Diamond, called it sibling rivalry on Bold and the Beautiful. That's how he described Lee and her little sister at each other's throats. But Bold and the Beautiful fans can't help wondering if it's not much more than that. So she made a fool of herself by spitting out vulgar accusations about her sister, only for the test results to show differently. B&B spoilers, Lee acts like she is protecting Bill Spencer. Lee Finnegan also told Poppy Nozawa, Romy Park, how she met Bill, while Bold and the Beautiful played a flashback scene of their first meeting. A screenshot of that meeting appears above. Then she made it out as if she had an obligation to Bill to protect him from her manipulative sister. But Bill showed Poppy respect when the test was done, telling Lee it was time to go. So Lee Finnegan made a mad dash to Forrester Creations even before Luna Nozawa, Lisa Yamada, texted R.J. Forrester Joshua Hoffman with the news. At Etsy, Lee Finnegan had an audience with mixed emotions over Bill's paternity test. Bold and the Beautiful spoilers, Lee dashes to Forrester Creations. It's not as if Lee Finnegan's best friend works at FC. While her daughter-in-law works there, she's not someone she'd run to while seething over her little sister. So she's fuming and goes back to the same office. Earlier in the day on Bold and the Beautiful, she was up against RJ defending Poppy. But someone else was there who became mortified to think Bill Spencer could be caught up with a gold digger. That's Katie Logan, Heather Tom. And Lee saw Katie's reaction when talking about Bill's paternity test. But why would Lee Finnegan show back up there to spread the news? It's possible she was looking for someone whose mindset about Poppy and Bill Spencer resembled hers, and Katie fits the bill, as Bold and Beautiful made clear on the screen this week. This Logan sister was visibly shaken to think the man she still loves is with an old love and now has a daughter. So it looks like Bold and the Beautiful is setting the stage for a battle, with Lee Finnegan on the front line. Katie's sadness likely riles up the Logan sisters, who probably make it their business to find dirt on Bill Spencer's latest soulmate. So Bill Spencer may soon have Katie Logan vying for his attention with her sisters on a mission to find something to tarnish Bill's latest love interest on the CBS soap. An the glittering world of the Bold and the Beautiful, drama is the lifeblood that courses through the veins of its characters, fueling their every move with passion and intrigue. Recently, the plot took an unexpected turn when a paternity test confirmed that Bill Spencer is indeed the father of Lee Finnegan's child. This revelation set the stage for a series of events that would leave fans on the edge of their seats, none more so than Lee's next move, which was as odd as it was shocking. The confirmation came like a thunderclap in the otherwise tranquil life of Lee Finnegan. For years, she had been living under the assumption that her child's paternity was a settled matter, a non-issue in the grand tapestry of her existence. But the test results turned her world upside down, revealing that Bill, the charismatic and often controversial tycoon, was the father. As the news settled in, Lee knew that her next steps would be crucial, not just for her own future, but for her child's as well. Lee had always been a woman of calculated moves, her life a testament to the power of strategy and foresight. But this time she decided to embrace the unexpected. Rather than confronting Bill in a typical soap opera showdown, she opted for a more unconventional approach. She chose to invite him to a private dinner at her home, a setting that promised intimacy and a chance to discuss matters without the prying eyes of the public. Bill, ever the enigma, accepted the invitation with a mixture of curiosity and wariness. He knew Lee was not one to act without reason, and he was keen to understand what lay behind her sudden overture. As he arrived at her elegantly understated home, the tension in the air was palpable. The table was set for two, a candle flickering in the center, casting a warm glow over the pristine white tablecloth. Lee greeted Bill with a calm composure that belied the storm of emotions within her. She ushered him to the table, and they sat across from each other, the flickering candlelight dancing in their eyes. The conversation began with pleasantries, but it wasn't long before the elephant in the room was addressed. "Bill," Lee began, her voice steady but laced with a hint of vulnerability, "the results of the paternity test were unexpected, to say the least." Bill nodded, his expression unreadable. "Yes, I was just as surprised as you were. But here we are. What do you propose we do about it?" Lee took a deep breath, her mind racing with the implications of what she was about to say. "I don't want this to turn into a battle. Our child deserves better than that. I think we need to find a way to co-parent amicably without letting our personal histories get in the way." Bill raised an eyebrow, intrigued by her approach. "And how do you suggest we do that?" Lee leaned forward, her eyes locking onto his with an intensity that was both challenging and hopeful. "I believe we need to build a foundation of trust and understanding. Not just for the sake of our child, but for ourselves. We need to establish clear boundaries and open lines of communication." Bill, always one to appreciate his strategic mind, couldn't help but admire Lee's composed demeanor and pragmatic approach. "You make a compelling case, Lee, but I sense there's more to this dinner than just discussing co-parenting strategies." Lee smiled, a touch of mischief in her eyes. "You're right. There is more. I want us to take a DNA test together, to confirm the results once more. I know the initial test is conclusive, but I think it's important for us to experience this truth together, to face it head-on." Bill was taken aback. "You want us to take another test? Together?" "Yes," Lee confirmed. "It may seem odd, but I believe it will help us both to process this reality. It's not just about accepting the results, it's about acknowledging them together, facing our shared responsibility as parents." Bill considered her words carefully. He knew Lee was not one to make decisions lightly, and her suggestion, while unconventional, had a certain logic to it. "All right, Lee, I'll do it. Let's take the test together." The following day, they went to the clinic side by side, an unlikely pair bound by the intricate threads of fate and responsibility. The act of taking the test together was a symbolic gesture, a shared step into their new reality. As they awaited the results, they began to open up to each other, sharing stories and experiences that had shaped them into who they were. Over the next few weeks, the relationship evolved in unexpected ways. The tension that had initially marked their interactions began to dissolve, replaced by a growing sense of camaraderie. They found themselves spending more time together, not just discussing their child, but also their hopes, fears, and dreams. One evening, after a particularly heartfelt conversation, Lee invited Bill to stay for dinner again. This time, the atmosphere was lighter, the conversation flowing with ease. They laughed, reminisced, and for a moment, it felt as if they were old friends reconnecting after years apart. As the night wore on, Bill looked at Lee with newfound respect and admiration. "You know, Lee, you've never ceased to surprise me. This journey we've started together. It feels like we're not just co-parents, but partners in a way." Lee nodded, her eyes reflecting the same sentiment. "I feel the same way, Bill. This isn't the path I expected my life to take, but I'm grateful for where it's leading us. Our child will benefit from the strength of our partnership." The bond between them continued to strengthen, and they began to navigate their roles as co-parents with a unified front. They made decisions together, attended parenting classes, and even planned family outings. Their child, sensing the harmony between them, flourished in the loving environment they created. However, their growing closeness did not go unnoticed. Friends and family began to speculate about the nature of their relationship, and rumors started to circulate. Some viewed their bond with suspicion, while others saw it as a testament to their maturity and commitment to their child. One day, as they were picking up their child from school, they ran into Brooke Logan, Bill's ex-wife. Brooke, ever the perceptive observer, couldn't help but comment on the dynamic she witnessed. "Well, if it isn't the perfect co-parenting duo. You two seem to be getting along quite well." Lee smiled graciously, but there was a steely resolve in her eyes. "We are, Brooke. Our child deserves nothing less than the best we can offer." Brooke raised an eyebrow, her curiosity piqued. "And is that all there is to it? Just co-parenting?" Bill stepped in, his tone firm but respectful. "Yes, Brooke. For now, our focus is on being the best parents we can be. Whatever else happens, we'll face it together." As they walked away, Lee and Bill shared a knowing glance. They were navigating uncharted waters, but they were doing it together, with trust and mutual respect as their compass. In the months that followed, Lee's odd move of inviting Bill to dinner and suggesting they take another DNA test together proved to be a turning point. It had set the stage for a relationship built on honesty and cooperation, transcending the usual drama that often plagued the lives of those in their world. Their journey was far from over, and they knew there would be challenges ahead. But with each passing day, they grew more confident in their ability to face whatever came their way. The bond they had forged in the wake of the paternity test was not just about co-parenting. It was a testament to the power of trust, understanding, and the willingness to embrace the unexpected. And so in the ever-evolving saga of the bold and the beautiful, Lee's odd move after the test confirmed Bill as the father became a pivotal chapter in a story of resilience, transformation, and the unbreakable bonds of family. 4.